How do you identify?
In terms of my identities, I have diagnosed anxiety and depression, and those are the things that I struggle with every day. I think I may have autism, but I'm not diagnosed. Even now I'm sitting here playing with my hair tie to help me focus. I don't like to say that I'm autistic, but I can say that's something that I struggle with a lot lately, especially with schoolwork. And then on the physical side of everything, I have chronic shoulder pain that was caused by an injury about 4 years ago. I also seem to have the same symptoms as my mother, who has a chronic illness, but I've not been officially diagnosed. Every single day, my body is just in constant pain. So that's my list of everything that people can't see that affects me every day.
What are some identity-related challenges you've experienced in engineering?
I think that with everything that I deal with, I found ways to mask in front of anybody else in the way that they see me. Something I strive for and something I spend a lot of my energy on is finding ways for other people to live comfortably around me and not have to absorb the energy that I put off when I'm feeling at my worst. I've done theater almost my whole life, so I like to say that I'm an actress. And a lot of times when I'm socializing with people, I just think my day-to-day life is more of an act than it is actually me. When I was in community college, I acted like the same calm, cool, collected person every single day. If I had any breakdowns, they were behind closed doors. I started community college feeling like a smart kid, almost a straight-A student from high school around 2018. And then in college, I was not succeeding as much as I expected. I would go to class, and I would study, and nothing was making sense. So that was putting stress on me. I was anxious all the time. Am I meant to be an engineer? Should I really be doing this? Am I good enough? A lot of imposter syndrome, for sure. All of those thoughts that went through my head constantly that made me anxious and depressed to the point of going and getting my anxiety diagnosis in early 2019. And so that diagnosis came at a time when I was obviously in pain every day from my body, but on top of that, I felt that I had no friends. The only professor I could talk to at the community college was my fine arts professor, and everybody else there, I did not feel like I could talk to about anything, even if I wanted to. My freshman year went like this. I was able to manage my classes. I didn't fail anything. And then sophomore year, I had to drop my very first course ever because I wasn't going to pass it. And that was something that was terrifying for me. And it brought out thoughts like, oh, you're a failure. You can't even pass a community college class. Well, the class was thermodynamics. And I realized at that moment, when I retook the class, that it didn't so much have to do with only me, but the teaching style of the professor in charge of the course. And I think that was a major moment for me, realizing that there are different teaching styles. And with the way my brain works, certain styles aren't going to work for me. I'm just not going to comprehend it. During one of our classes, I attended a presentation from this new program, Medley. So people from the Medley program came, and they gave every single detail of the program, even financial details. Making all details and expectations explicit was something I wasn't used to at the time. At community college, I was used to not knowing things, not understanding what was happening, and that was anxiety-inducing. So seeing this presentation from these people who gave every single detail laid out exactly like I would have wanted it laid out made me think, okay, I think I'm going to try this. And then I decided to go to that program. But the first semester at the Medley program was an adjustment period for me. And in my junior year, my depression got really bad. I was extremely close to just dropping out of school and going to work for a $12 an hour job. When all of this was happening, one of my professors could tell. And I don't remember how it came about. I think it's because she realized that my, at that time, best friends weren't my friends anymore. And I think she felt the need to reach out and check on me at that point. And in doing that, I was able to talk to her and tell her about it. And she gave me recommendations on things that I could do to help myself relax. She was like, oh, when I'm feeling this way, maybe take a bath with some lavender essential oil. That is really calming and that it's helped me in the past. And so that was a really personal level conversation that allowed me to see her as more of a human and have a better connection. If a professor had done that to me at the community college, I would have found it extremely strange and unprofessional. So I think that it's a matter of the culture of where you're at. Some of the things I really like about this program are the way everything is structured. Everything is a lot smaller, more close-knit, and everybody feels like a human. Here we have our classes, and we talk, and we ask questions when we need them. And it's not just any time you go to class, and it's a straight lecture every time. Based on my past experience, I can say in all of the straight lecture classes, there was no time for questions. And then there were so many people in the class, then asking the question was embarrassing in a way because I didn't want to be the dumb kid and stuff like that. Here at Medley, the faculty and staff and everybody strive to make a level of mutual understanding that we're all human. It's not a hierarchy of this person is better than you because they're the professor. You really feel more like peers with everybody and more comfortable with everybody that you do at, say, a traditional school. And it actually made me a lot more comfortable with everybody once I realized that they really did care about us and we weren't just a number.
What would you say to a professor about these issues if you had a chance?
I don't think I would have talked to my professors about my issues. Not because I feel like professors wouldn't let me. I think they would be completely understanding. It's just pent-up fear from all of the times in the past that I had. Like, tried to bring up stuff to my parents and was told that it was nothing. Stuff like that makes me not want to bring it up in the first place. The way I think now, I think if somebody's having a hard time, they should probably bring it up. So, my best friend with diagnosed autism has helped me see that sometimes accommodations are needed. And if that accommodation is letting people know what's going on in your personal life, I think that's a valid option. I think now, if I were in the community college with the same mindset that I had, I would go to them prior to anything I was learning from them and explain to them, this is how my brain works. This is what I need, and this is why I struggled in the past. And this is why I had as many issues as I did because I didn't know. I didn't know my identity, and I didn't know what I needed. But I do now, and this is what I need. And I just think that the most important thing from the faculty and professor side of things is to be observant. To be observant of the way that your students are behaving. Like, everybody says, watch for the signs of depression, but nobody ever does. Well, I'm sure some people do, but it's not as common as it should be. The signs are there when somebody needs help, and a lot of the times they won't be willing to bring it up themselves. So, being observant is incredibly important. Like my professor was, when she reached out to me during my time of depression junior year.
What's one piece of advice you would give someone like you in engineering?
If I could go back in time, I think I would try to tell myself early in my schooling that you don't have to focus so much on what people think about you. Your focus should just be on doing what you need to do to better yourself. Focus on your continuous growth rather than pleasing other people. I think this way because now I don't focus on what people think as much anymore, and I'm a better student because of it. Also, I've learned to create better boundaries. Part of my boundaries now is to give myself the ability to be who I am more than I used to allow, to mask less. And earlier, when I was worried about what people were thinking of me, that was because I wasn't sure if my mask was working. I didn't know if they could see through it. And so, having those experiences where I thought that I wasn't enough, or I wasn't doing good enough, even with my teachers and community college, when I thought I wasn't the student they wanted me to be, I would get upset, and I would struggle more. I've been growing in this aspect tremendously. I've learned what my boundaries are, and I've set them, stuck to them, and not let people push them.